Okay, so I think we will see the match starting. I think T1 is quite strong actually, but it seems that Physic and superPOSITION, Extreme and SSH really wanted to play together here, so it might be fine. And they are not quite bad actually, so they might still have a really good fight against T1. But I think T1 is in a really good position here with all these players and civilizations. Unfortunately for T1, they didn't ban Britons, so they have Gauls and Britons on T2. But Macedonians and Athenians, they don't really give a very overpowered bonus to the team. So yeah, this might be a very interesting matchup. Okay, so let's start it. Okay, let's take a look at the flanks first. We have Chester as the Gauls against SSH as the Britons, and superPOSITION as the Macedonians against Dizaka as the Iberians. Now, the reason why I have to take a look at the civilization is because the CC for Hellenic civilizations is very similar. Now, good for T1 is that they have the Iberians as the flank here. We have in the pockets Schweinepriester and Boudica and Phyzic and Extreme 22. Okay, so this is a high food generation. We see here, for example, Boudica with 3 extra berries. And we see here Dizaka going for already some really early cavalry. But unfortunately for him, his border is Dizaka, so I'm not sure he can do a lot here. He might be able to deny the wood lines and also deny the hunting from... Oh, actually, Dizaka is the Iberian, sorry. So he might actually be able to do some really good damage on superPOSITION.
Yes.
We see Dizaka already moving out.
Yes, see?
But superPOSITION has already some cavalry to defend here.
Yes, see?
And they are melee cavalry, so he should be able to get a... He could micro this unit, yeah, unfortunately for him he loses it.
Yes, see?
Yeah, so just move out your damaged cavalry. So for example, he could already have gotten 2 kills and lost none of his melee cavalry. Especially since Dizaka is not microing his units as well. But he will lose 3 for just 2.
Yes, see? Yes, see?
Okay, Chester going for the women.
Yes, see? Yes, see? Yes, see?
Some early cavalry fights here between Dizaka and superPOSITION. Now, since Dizaka went for the cavalry earlier, he is in a little bit in a worse situation in terms of population.
Yes, see?
And superPOSITION might be able to do a little better harassment against his units. But unfortunately, he is not microing the melee cavalry quite well here. He could get a snipe here if he takes a look at this unit. Yeah, he should be able to take it.
Yes, see? Yes, see? Yes, see? Yes.
But yeah, he's losing, and he does not... Okay, now he finally takes that unit, but he should retreat here, and he's doing that. Okay, So 5 units killed for Dizaka and 3 for superposition, which is really unfortunate for superposition because he could have done a really good damage there. But he's just a little bit ahead of Dizaka in terms of population because Dizaka went for the cav much earlier than him. We also see Chester booming quite decently. Going for some women, starting the barracks. Unfortunately, he's pop capped, but he's fixing that quite soon.
EST.
Going for this outpost here, I'm not sure what he expects to do in this location, but maybe he wants to protect these women so he can spot any raids before ahead of time. Our superposition is doing some cavalry of his own, but really not enough to match Dizaka. And he is actually... Oh, actually, Dizaka is only 7, yeah. I was mistaken for Boudica.
EST.
Which is moving out with his 12 cavalry. Yeah, this 12 cavalry might be able to do some damage, but he can't target this wood line. He could go around and harass the berries.
EST.
Causing some idle time here is good as well, but he should not take this fight. Yeah, I think he should just go around. Otherwise he might lose units unnecessarily here. I'm not sure this is very much worth it from him. I mean, he took 2, but... really, yeah, he lost 3. Not really the best fight there. Fortunately for him, the SSH with a little bit of a mismicro loses some units. He might have been better just denying the berries, because there's no way that ESSH can defend those berries unless he sends some men to gather from the berries, and they would be very ineffective. So this is not really a good fight for Boudica to engage. Now you see here from Dizaka doing some... Yeah, denying a lot from superposition actually. But as you can see, this investment in cavalry from Dizaka was not really being good for his population. He is not taking a lot of food, very inefficient food here. Yeah, I'm not sure Dizaka is in a great position. Especially since superposition can defend with the melee cavalry, which are quite tanky. Some units here from Boudica is still going for the wood lines. Yeah, I'm not sure that's really that good because, for example, you can just go around, you can spot these units, and if the opponent is slow to react, you can snipe a woman. You can deny the berries as well. And you can see here that Phyzic did a good job making the house next to the farmstead, but for this one is a little bit farther. Another thing that I like seeing here from Phyzic is that he made this barracks here with men, so they were defending these 2 positions here as well. And he's taking his stone here. That's quite good for defense. And that's one good thing from having slingers on your civilization. You can defend quite well the surroundings of your base because you're mining stone from them. Okay, now a decent raid here from Schweinepriester. But he's targeting the wood lines, and a lot of players are making this mistake. I'm not sure why they are targeting the wood lines when they can just as effectively harass the other sides. Take a look at this position. 8 women very far from houses. These women, 6 women far from houses as well. And he keeps harassing the wood lines. Okay, Dizaka was able to deny these bears. This is decent. Unfortunately for him, he only has 7 kills. It did not pay off quite a lot for him. Now, Schweinepriester has not lost a single unit yet, and this just proves how strong the melee cavalry are. But wait, we are seeing here a big attack from Boudica, 18 cavalry, already sniping some women. Really nice push and pushing with the infantry as well. This will be very hard for SSH to defend from. Yeah, I really like this attack here from Chester. Really nice. In conjunction with Boudica. Yeah, it's doing quite a lot of damage on the SSH. And we see his population dropping quite quickly. We also see Phyzic with a little bit of a support here. But yeah, these units will take a long time to reach here. And the cavalry alone could kill some of these units. This could be very strong. If Boudica goes with all of his cavalry to kill these units, this will be good. But this fight, as it is not good. Really nice, really nice. The SSH in a really bad spot at the moment. Now you see some cavalry harassing from superposition, but again harassing the wood lines, and that is not quite effective. Now what Schweinepriester is doing that is good here, he's finally going for the exposed wood lines, going for the berries. Yeah, this is finally a good raid here. Now there's not much that Phyzic can do here. I mean, he has a decent infantry, but if Chester also supports with infantry here, yeah, this could be very difficult for him to defend. And he's sending units in split groups, so they are a lot less effective. Fortunately for SSH, he still has the sentry tower up, so they might just defend from Boudica here. Yeah, this is not being a good engagement for Boudica, but at least he's slowing Phyzic quite a lot as well. And in the meantime, we see Schweinepriester and Chester with the big populations. Whoa, very action-packed game at the early game. So we see Dizaka moving out with a few units. I'm not sure what Extreme 22 was aiming to do here. I think it was a bad rally, so unfortunately for him, he'll lose these units unnecessarily. Now, if Dizaka notices, yeah, he notices this, and superposition already retreats with some units. Okay, let's turn off the ally colors now, since we already have some understanding of what are each team's colors. I really like that Chester is actually not doing a lot here to take this position, and I think this is a good move. So for example, now Phyzic can't do really a lot here. He has to retreat, otherwise his units will be very idle for a long time. And he can't harass either because Chester has a really decent boom. You see Chester with 63 women. Now superposition with the continued harassment. Yeah, I mean 11 cavalry are good, but yeah, they really can't take this engagement. Okay, we see here SSH pushing a little bit, denying these barriers. A kind of a good move, but unfortunately for him, Boudica's cavalry was just healing on the CC and they just finished, so they should be able to take back this wood line quite easily. And I think they can do that if they want. There's not a whole lot here from SSH. SSH retreats with his units now. Okay, we see T1 in a strong position. Boudica maybe should go for a little bit more population here instead of cavalry, regular citizen units, so that he can get his boom together for the late game. And he can still keep some of this cavalry going on. Just now, Boudica taking these berries. Yeah, his economy is not doing a lot well, but he's doing good damage. These units can absolutely destroy her. I'm not sure why he's not denying this location from SSH, especially reinforced by Chester. I think it would have been a really good move to do that. Especially if Chester, yeah, he's just finishing P2, so for example, go with Boudica here, kill these units, capture the sentry tower, now you have this wood line, you have these barracks under siege, you can maybe even capture these barracks or force SSH to have units garrison there, which in practice is the same as them being dead. What is going on here?
EST?
I think extremely 20...
EST?
Okay, they are the same thing, yeah. Yeah, I think it would have really helped if Boudica supported here with Chester to take this position. But in the long run, Chester will eventually be able to take this. I'm not sure how long though. I mean, I like that Chester went passive at the start, especially since Phyzic had some time to retreat, but I'm not sure why he's not taking this position now. Now, Boudica with this 25 cavalry can do a really good job against this from Phyzic, and he should be able to take a few good kills. He could get a few good kills here as well. Okay, a single kill. Maybe bring your units together. A good barracks macro here from Phyzic. Yeah, Boudica could have actually taken some really good engagements, but for some reason he let his cavalry be here, not grouped together. He could have harassed this position here quite easily on Phyzic, but unfortunately for him, he stayed here, which is quite well defended. I'm not sure why he didn't go for another place. And we see Chester still letting SSH take this position, even take this stone. I'm not sure what's going on here. Okay, finally he's moving out. Okay, great. Now he should be able to override this location quite easily, and if possible, even take these sentry towers for him, especially now that since he is P2. And SSH is not phase 2 yet. We see Extreme 22 going for the very early phase 3 with only 105 population. I really don't like seeing that. I only like seeing that if your flank, if your support ally is very strong. So for example, you can make siege early on and support a good push. But as it is right now, I'm not very happy seeing that. Okay, now Chester just taking this wood line, as I was mentioning. He should not destroy these sentries. If he's able to, he should capture them. Yes, he's capturing them. Very late reaction time for SSH. He will lose the sentry tower. Oh no. Now Chester has a free building to upgrade for P2 in a really good position. Also could go for the sentry tower. Yeah, really good move from Chester. I think SSH was a little bit optimistic here taking this position. He should have known that he was not in a really great spot. And will he lose the other tower here? A very big oversight from ESSH. I'm not sure what he's doing. Okay. Yeah, finally. Okay, that's good. Now with 18 slingers, he can maybe sling this barracks down. And with the damage plus the soldiers capture, he should be able to capture that barracks. We also see Boudica here reinforcing this fight with Phyzic doing some support for ESSH. There's not much Phyzic can do here, in my opinion. And this barracks will go down. Now Chester has a really good position, a really good territory here to make a sentry tower and deny this location from ESSH. At the same time, we see here superposition not in the best spot. Dizaka is also not in a really good position. And we see here with the damage that the SSH suffered, how low his population is now, is even phase 1 yet. Not really the best fight from Boudica, he retreated, quite good doing that. But there's not a whole lot that Phyzic can do here to deny Chester creeping in the territory. Chester can deny all farming from SSH now.
EST?
Now Boudica is spending a lot of time under CC fire here. So his cavalry, they are quite damaged for not really a whole lot of value. But he at least takes some win, but he should heal this cavalry quite soon as possible. Okay, we see Extreme 22 going for the fort here. but his boom is very delayed. So for example, you spend 1000 stone to build a fort. It's a lot of units on stone that could be gathering other resources to help boom your population, and you are 126 population. If he just spammed units, he would have already been P3, possibly going for the fort now. But since he went for P3 so early, now he is just making the fort and with a much lower population. Now Boudica going for the captures here, it's not bad, but yeah, I would like to see this cavalry being healed and maybe even harassing other positions from the enemy. It would have been quite effective, especially against superposition here. And superposition, yeah, with quite of a bad wood line. We see that Dizaka took this wood line position, and superposition has only these ones which are a little bit far. Yeah, he's quite in a bit in a pickle right now. The SSH in a really bad spot at the moment. Chester should be going to phase 3. Yeah, he's going right now. Phyzic on 165 population. And he's the best booming player, 42. Yeah, as I was mentioning before the game, yeah, superposition, Phyzic, Extreme 22 and SSH really wanted to play together, but I felt that T1 was a little bit overpowered. But this is not in the merit of T1 that really made very good rushes here. And some bad decisions from the SSH as well. Going for the barracks in this location. Maybe Chester wants to deny this stone.
Yeah, see?
Okay, we have a military cup here from Schweinepriester. He has some swordsmen. We should be able to defend against this ram push from Extreme 22.
Yeah, see?
We also see some spearmen from some swordsmen from Dizaka. So I'm not sure how much this push can achieve here. These catapults also should be able to support here against this cavalry. There's not a whole lot that Extreme can do here. I'm not sure what he's going for. Okay, Chester is starting a fort just nearby SSH. I would have liked to see this fort, for example, like here, maybe. Or even here, because this fort also supports against a push from Phyzic from this position. Yeah, a fort here would be really good. Maybe even here. Because there's not much that the SSH can do, so defending against this side is not really that important, but defending against a possible push from Phyzic from this location would be good. It also defends this wood line.
Yeah, see?
Now T1 has two fully maxed out players. Boudica with a very slow boom since he went for the cavalry. And the cavalry, they are not really getting a lot of value for Boudica in the latest few minutes. He has been parked in this population size with almost the same number of kills as the very first 10 minutes. Now we see Phyzic going for a fortress in this location. It's good, but it still does not defend a lot here. Yeah, I think SSH really is dead here. That even with Phyzic supporting, there's nothing much that Phyzic can do to prevent SSH CC from going down. Now we see a little bit of a stalemate here in the border between Extreme 22, Dizaka, and superPOSITION. superPOSITION recovering quite well, 170 population. Dizaka with a very slow, only 106 population. Oh, he went for the early P3, yeah. I mean, I like that the players, they want to make a fort to defend when you're in a bad situation, but really going for the early P3, it's not the best move in my opinion. Now we see the first run moving out from Chester. Phyzic, we are already with 23 sword cav, so he should be able to kill this run quite quickly. A little bit of a miss micro from Chester. Not supporting the Rams a lot. Now we see Boudica going around, maybe targeting Physic's wood lines. That is a really good move. Does Boudica have upgrades for his cavalry? He does not. This temple does not do a lot for Chester here. I'm not sure why he's making this temple. He's also under CC fire here. Yeah, very ineffective. Now we see Boudica attacking from this location and attacking from this location. I really like this move, hurting Physic's economy. Physic can't defend much against 33 cavalry here. So the wood production from Physic should be stopped at the moment. Fortunately for him, he still has a little bit of a bank. And now, yeah, I think this is still going down. I mean, it's a lot of sword cavalry, but they are fully surrounded by units here, which should be able to protect this ram. So SSHCC will go down, and there's not a lot that Physic can do here to protect. And we see this stalemate still going on these borders here. Now, a good location where SSH could possibly make a new civic center is this. I don't know if he can find territory here, maybe here. Here could be a decent location as well. We see that Schweinepriester went for an additional civic center here. I'm not sure why Chester is so concerned with these temples. I mean, right now, with SSH out, he should be able to do a lot of damage on Physic. For example, going around with his own runs, destroy infrastructure, deny economy, like Boudica is doing here. Boudica with a little bit of a miss micro, yeah, group these units. He could even take this fight, possibly. Yeah, he could take this fight. If he micros well, he could take that fight quite easily. Maybe kill this sword cavalry from Physic. Okay, Extreme Schweinepriester noticing that there was no anti-ram here on this border, going for a small siege harasser. We see Extreme with a little bit of a counter-attack on Boudica's cavalry. And Boudica slowly gets to the late stage cavalry. Physic also supporting this counter-attack, but I'm not sure he will do a lot here. Especially if Boudica coming in with a lot of additional cavalry. I'm not sure why Chester is making these barracks and temples. Maybe he wants to creep under Physic territory, but there's not a whole lot to deny except for this wood here. I would have liked to see Chester being more aggressive against Physic. He should have been able to deny this wood line.
Yes.
Unfortunately for Physic, he has been having these units idle for quite a long time. He didn't notice that yet. So his wood production is 0 at the moment. Yeah, this flank is in a bad situation.
Yeah, see? Yeah.
Okay, some decent harass with the hero from Chester.
Yeah, see?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Boudica should be moving his units and be more active with his cavalry. The value that you gain with going full cavalry is that you can be always active and be doing harassment on your opponents. You need to do that to compensate for your slower boom. Yeah, I'm not sure Physic can hold this. I think this flank will fail.
Yeah, see?
But Physic was able to neutralize Chester's runs.
Yeah, see? Yeah, see?
Now Physic notices and gets back to the wood production, but unfortunately for him, his units were idle for quite a long time, and the hero harass from Chester here was very effective.
TST?
Only 21 women, virtually just 4 fields here being active.
Yeah, see?
Now Boudica going for the cavalry pincer movement here. Does he have melee cavalry here? Okay, he has 6 spearmen.
Yeah, see?
Yeah, I think this flank will fail. We might see the GG soon. Now, we see here from Extreme 22, 7 rams fully upgraded. Yeah, this should take down this camp quite easily, and these 2 catapults. Superposition recovered quite well. This Dizaka is still 155 population. Yeah, we see Physic population dwindling now.
Yeah, see?
But fortunately for them, the Physic is not garrisoning the CC. The CC, no, the fortress here. They are fighting on the fort for a long time. Okay, from the 7 rams, we only see 3 rams surviving. Schweinepriester with a good focus fire on the rams, but he should lose this additional ram. Now for the investment, was that really worth it? I'm not sure about that. The good thing for them is that since Dizaka is being quite slow to recover, he will have this position denied here quite easily. We see also Dizaka going for some rams here. Superposition took a lot of bad engagements here. Only 21 kills for a lot of population lost. You can see that Dizaka took 80 kills already.
Yeah, see?
And Boudica with the economy harassment. The SSH took that position that I mentioned, which would have been quite good for him. I really like this move here from Boudica, and this is what you should do with your cavalry.
Yes.
But since you have such a big amount of cavalry, you can split your harassment positions. For example, here he could be taking this wood line from Physic. But it's good that he's targeting units from the other flank, since Dizaka is quite vulnerable here against Extreme 22. But Extreme 22 lost all of those siege, only has one, so he can't really do a lot here. Especially under fort and Iberian towers.
Yes, see?
Yeah, Physic should heal this cavalry. He has quite a bit of really damaged cavalry. 11 cavalry that if you heal, it's like you have new units. And Boudica is still not phasing 3, he has the resources for that. Okay, he's just finishing. Great. Yeah, he should be able to take now the later upgrades or military cavalry, and he does not have a single one. He should be taking those quite quickly, because that compounds quite easily with the numbers, but he should also be healing his cavalry. Doing very nice harassment on the farms from Extreme 22. I think Extreme 22 does not notice, so he will lose all of his women here on the fields. And I like that they are still fighting, but I think we might see a GG quite quickly. Chester still not being able to overrun Physic. Physic with a really good hold here, actually. Even with the infantry advantage. Now Chester has a few more military upgrades, so he should be taking more effective trades. But the problem here is that Chester continues insisting here on creeping in the territory. I don't know what he's doing here. I mean, it's fine that you do that, but you're... Unfortunately for him, they already killed the SSH, so that's fine, but usually it would not be fine. I would have liked him to be more aggressive at the moment. But given that he's distracting Physic here, Boudica has free range to harass Extreme 22. Look at the population here. Yeah, Extreme 22 is in a really bad spot. Now we see that superPOSITION has recovered quite well. And Dizaka is still with a lot of issues. Fortunately for T1, this harassment from Boudica on Extreme has relieved a lot of pressure on this flank here. So these units will not be reinforced anytime soon. Since Extreme 22 has no economy whatsoever. So any unit that Schweinepriester kills here is crucial, it will not be replaced. So, okay, this push was doing well, but it will lose momentum quite easily. Because Schweinepriester can reinforce here, but Extreme 22 can't reinforce. Yeah, Dizaka with a little bit of a careless ram push. But since these are spear cavalry, he may be able to get this ram back to safety. And with this fort, and he even has the fort, this hero here. Yeah, this hero is quite dramatic. Look at the amount of arrows, 23 arrows from a single defense tower. And it's even more dramatic if you put on the fort. I would like to see on the fort actually. On the fort is absolutely monstrous, the amount of arrows that you get from. In case you don't know what this hero does, he multiplies the amount of arrows that a building can spawn. Okay, in these engagements we see Physic getting the better end of... And yeah, as I was mentioning, I'm not sure what Chester is going on for here. Maybe he thinks he's in an overwhelming advantage over Physic, so that's why he does this. He does this mistake a lot. So all the progress that he made on his territory here, he might lose soon. Fortunately for him, he has some rams, and he's able to destroy some catapults from Physic. And Physic a little bit careless on his engagement, so Chester now should be getting better trades here. Now Boudica switching to for the harassment on superPOSITION. superPOSITION lost a lot of population on these engagements. I really like what Boudica is doing here. Look at the difference in terms of population. I'm not sure why T2 has not resigned yet. I commend their fighting spirit, but this game is over. Yeah, I'm not sure there's much to do here. This game should... yeah, we see the resign. Rank Stream 22. It's GG. So as you can see here, yeah, ESSH took a very bad boom here. We see also Dizaka having some bad engagements against superposition and being very slow later, especially since he went for P3. You see the difference. Superposition went for spamming and just later went for P3, while Dizaka went for the P3 earlier, and we see the progress curve here. So very nice harassment from Boudica as well. I really like to see that. So for example, his score here is below because it counts for economy. But if we see military score, we should see Boudica with a better performance here, and we can see that reflected here. As I was mentioning, he was not being active in the mid game, but later when he had a bigger amount of cavalry, he hit that critical mass and was able to do a lot more damage. Schweinepriester also with a really good boom here. And that's it. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and see you guys next time.